Namo, yeah. Namo Fundamental Teacher Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo Fundamental Teacher Shakyamuni Buddha. The unsurpassed, deep, profound, subtle, wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million eons is difficult to encounter. Now that I've come to receive and hold it within my sight and hearing, I vow to fathom that thus comes from true and actual meaning.
Hmm. Thank you. Okay, that's good. Hmm. All right. We can do 1 minute meditation. Okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right. Christina Chiu and Christina Bob.
13.
Okay. Oh no, I mean Ratna.
10.
Okay. Kaden and Patrick.
30.
21.
Okay, good. All right. Okay, let's do this together. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Kaden, go ahead. Please. Kaden, are you there? Kaden? Serena.
Theravada, often described as Marshal of Dhamma, one of the two chief disciples of Buddha. In exposition of the Dhamma and wisdom, he was second only to the Buddha. He was often asked to continue preaching whenever the Buddha required to rest. Many temples of Sri Lanka have statues of Sariputta and Moggallana, flanking right and left of the Buddha statue.
Very good. Thank you. Christina, you.
Background: Sariputta, previously known as Upatissa, and Moggallana, previously known as Kalita, were very close family friends, and the boys grew up together. Each of them had a following of 500 Brahmin youths. One day, while watching celebrations at a hilltop festival, they felt no joy for the shows, as all conditioned things are impermanent. They decided to become ascetics to seek the truth of deliverance. They became Sanjaya's disciples but were dissatisfied with the teaching. They decided to travel throughout India to search for a teacher who could teach the truth. They made a pact that the first one who found the truth would tell the other about it. At Rajagaha, he spotted one of the first five ascetics, Venerable Asaji, while he was on the alms round. His mindful and dignified manner impressed him that he approached him and asked who was Venerable Asaji's teacher and what was his teaching. Venerable Asaji replied, Buddha was his teacher, and he taught every subject to a cause is also subject to sensation.
Okay, good. Stop right there. Subject to a cause and subject to sensation. You know what does that mean?
Yeah,
Okay, it means impermanent. Okay, that's what it means. Because um, if there is a birth, there will be a death, right? So extinction. That is another way you can say it. Okay, hold up. Yeah. Um, uh, Nami,
Yes.
move your came down a little bit. I can see you. Okay. Upon listening, can you see it? Upon listening.
Upon listening to these, Sariputta was established in stream and truth. Remembering the pact with his friend, he quickly searched for Moggallana, who similarly became a stream enter upon the stanza. They approached their former teacher, Sangya, who refused to go along with them to see the Buddha. Many of Sangya's followers went along to seek out Buddha and his teachings at the Bamboo Grove Monastery. Up at they decided to travel throughout India to search for a teacher who could teach the truth. They made a pact that the first one who found the truth
No,
would
no,
tell the other about it.
no. Nami. You read the bottom one. Opachiki,
Oh,
the very bottom one.
Apatisa and Kalida sought ordination and higher ordination under the Buddha, who admitted them by "Come, O
Bisiku.
Bhikkhu." Apastya Tisa became Sariputta, and Kalita was known as Maha Moggallana. On the seventh day after ordination, Venerable Maha Moggallana attained arahantship while listening to the Buddha expounding on meditation subject of the elements. Sariputta took another week more, and he attained arahantship while he was learning to the Dharma on the comprehension of feelings given by the Buddha to Sariputta's nephew,
Hanaka.
Nikanika. On the same day, Buddha assembled his disciples and bestowed upon two of them as the chief disciples of the dispensation.
In Buddhism, when you heard the word ordination, it means become a monk. Okay. All right. Patrick. No.
Yes, what was that again? It's very loud where I am.
Yeah.
Do I read again?
Yep.
The two chief disciples, Sariputta and Mongolana, worked together to propagate Dhamma, restore order and faith in the Sangha. They won back 500 months led astray by Devata by preaching them at Vulture's Peak. They also admonished monks who misbehaved themselves, like the monks led by Asaja, not the elder Asaja, and Punabasu of Kitagiri. When Rahula, Buddha's son, was ordained, Sariputta was his predecessor and Moggallana was his teacher. Sariputta was very grateful and continued to show respect to his first teacher, Venerable Asaja, by prostrating him in his direction. He would ordain an elderly Brahmin Radha when the others refused, as he remembered that particular Brahmin had offered him alms food before. Shortly after the ordination, Venerable Radha became an arahant.
Yeah, good. Stop right there. Good. So basically, in here, the Sariputta is number one in wisdom. Mahagana is number one in psychic power. And Sariputta, very beautiful. He have a very beautiful character. It's grateful. He always respect his first teacher, Asaji, even though he have a higher enlightenment than Asaji. But because he could learn the Dharma from Venerable Asaji, that's why he always prostrating. That means bow to Venerable Asaji to show his respect to him always. Before, okay, after he bowed to the Buddha, he always bowed to a venerable ascetic. So that is the beautiful thing about the Buddha. And also in here, there is the elderly Brahmin, the Radha. When he asked all the 500 arahats to let him to become a monk, no one accept him. They refuse. But when they come to Sariputta, and the elderly Brahmin only him food only one time. Yeah, chào con. Only one time in the past. Therefore, he always remember that. Then he accept him and take him as a disciple, and later on help Raha become an arhat. That's beautiful. Okay, that's good. All right. Emily. Emily, can you hear me? Okay. Runner.
Yeah.
Venerable. Yeah, runner.
The Venerable Sariputta had very good relations with fellow monks. Sariputta repeated to Ananda what Buddha often said: the whole of holy life was good friends. The Venerable Ananda would give ordination to young peoples and then bring them to Venerable Sariputta for higher ordination. Venerable Sariputta did likewise in between two of them. They shared 500 pupils in common. Venerable Ananda also would offer robes and other requisites which he received to Venerable Sariputta. In the Saragatha and Kanda Sutta, Venerable Ananda's world was plunged into darkness for him when Venerable Sariputta passed away. There were two other occasions when he fell ill that Venerable Maha Mangalana
Okay, good.
attended to him.
Good. That's good. Thank you. All right, Sophia.
Sariputta was helper of his fellow monks. Venerable Sariputta also helped his friend Venerable Anuruddha in his final breakthrough to arahantship, as recorded in the Anguttara Nikaya. He showed infinite patience to his pupils until they were established in stream entry. The Udana had also said that bhikkhus in higher training would approach Venerable Sariputta for a subject of meditation. Many had reached the highest goal after instruction from Venerable Sariputta. Sariputta would tidy up the monastery after the monks had gone out for the morning alms round. He would attend and console the sick, procuring medications for them. When going on a journey, he would be one of the last
to go, attending first to the old, young, and sick, and leaving together with them.
Okay. Good. Tell me what you understand from here.
I understand that Sariputta helped. He he helped then he helped Venerable Anuruddha um, in his breakthrough to arahantship. He he showed he showed patience to like his pupils until they entered stream entry. He would basically help out the other monks in meditation, and he would tidy up the monastery, and he would attend the sick and young and old.
Yeah, that means he always help the sick as well the older and the young, right? So he very what do you call love and care for others. Even though he the number one chief disciple of the Buddha, but he very humble. Okay, so that is a good character we need to learn from him. Um, okay, all right, let's move on to here. Arian, you go ahead.
Attainment. Venerable Sariputta's meditative absorption was so deep that he did not feel the blow from a mischievous spirit. This impressed Venerable Moggallana, who witnessed the act. In, in the Anupada Sutta, Sariputta was said to have mastered the four fine material and four immaterial jhanas, and the cessation of perception and feeling. The Buddha had declared that Sariputta rightly turned the supreme wheel of Dhamma just as he himself turned it.
Okay, stop right here. Do you understand what you just said?
Mostly.
Okay, tell me. This will be a little bit tough for you, but tell me the first paragraph.
Um,
Right?
so
Mm.
the Sariputta, Venerable Sariputta's uh med well his meditation was very deep, so like he doesn't feel the blows of like the bad spirit.
Okay, I will tell you the day story that one time Sariputta he sit in a deep meditation and so concentrated. There were the evil spirits came to him and used a big hammer and hammer it on his head with the big claw. You know what? He did not feel anything because he in a deep meditation. When he gets out, he only feel a very minor hurt. But you know what? When this evil spirit harm him, after that he go directly to hell because he tried to harm the Holy One. Okay, but that's important. So all right, that's good. All right, Christina Bar, you can do this one.
Turner of Wheel of Dhamma. Venerable Sariputta had given many classic discourses like Samadhiti Sutta and the Greater Sutta on the elephant footprint. Similarly, of the Majjhima Nikaya, other masterpiece works are Samakita Sutta and Sangiti Sutta and Dusutara Sutta. Relatives, Venerable Sariputta had three brothers and three sisters who took ordination and became arahants.
Only Sariputta's mother remained a staunch Brahmin and was hostile to the Buddhist teaching and his followers. Venerable Sariputta was only able to convert her mother on his deathbed. She was so impressed by beings who came to visit her sick son, such as great divine kings, Saka, the king of gods, Brahma. She realized that her son's teacher must be held in even higher esteem and was filled with joy. After a Dhamma talk by Sariputta, she was established in stream entry.
Very good. Stop right there. Do you understand what you said to us?
I didn't understand the first part.
Okay. Okay. Then what about he have six the sibling? That means three brother and three sister. They became Alahat through himself. That means the mother have seven Alahat, right? But the mom still not be able to attend any anything for the Dhamma because he still believe the other religion. Okay, I will show you the movie later on. You will understand it. All right, let me quickly explain to you. When you hear the word Alahat, it means that when they pass away, they will enter in Nirvana. Nirvana, that means the ultimate happiness. They no suffering because why? Because they are no more desire. They don't have any desire in this world. Therefore, they do not suffer. But anyone who still have desire, they will be suffering. Let it make sense to you, Krishna, too?
Can you explain it again?
Okay. The person who free from all suffering, you know why? Because they have no desire to this world. Do you think that anyone who have desire, do you think they still suffer?
Yes, I think they still suffer
Why is that?
because they might be let down if they can't get what they want.
That's correct. That's correct. Usually the desire go with the cell, the eye, the mind, right? For example, our body, the physical body, can we say this physical body is my physical body? Or is it me? Can you say that? Sophia?
No, because it's impermanent.
It's impermanent. If this body is me or it's my body, that means it should not go through the birth, the aging, the sickness, and the death, right? That means it should not go through the impermanent. But that is not the case. So the body is not me and not I. It's not mine. Okay, what about our feeling? Can you say feeling is Elizabeth? 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 Nami? Nami? Nami?
Yes.
Can you say the feeling you have? Can you say this is my feeling? This is
What? Sorry, I can't hear.
Can you say that the feeling is me? Oh, this is my feeling. Can you say that? Is that really? No? Can you hear it? Yeah. Do you understand? Let me. Right. Ratner.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you say the feeling you have? Can you say that the feeling is me or this is my feeling? Can you say that?
I'm sorry, what? I can't really hear you.
You cannot hear me?
No, I can't hear you well.
Hmm. Can you hear me well right now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Do you know the feeling, right?
Yeah.
Can you say your feeling is it's you and this is your feeling? Can you say that? Do you think that is your feeling? Is that you?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
If the feeling is you, if the feeling is your, can you make your feeling stay there forever? Can you?
Yes.
Are you sure? Can you hold your feeling stay there, the same feeling forever, stay there?
No. No.
Oh no, no. Because the feeling come and go, right? Doesn't matter what kind of feeling you have. The happy feeling, the sad feeling, they just come and go. So it should not be you. And it should not be your feeling because it's impermanent. Does it make sense? When we
Yeah.
Aaron, when we say what happened when we say the feeling it's you, that means the feeling is me and this is my feeling. What happened?
Then it should change,
Then
and
what
it would.
happened when it changed?
Can you repeat that?
What happened when it changed?
Uh, um, then it's not you.
Sylvia, what happened when your feeling is changing?
I don't know.
Christina Chiu, do you understand the question? What happened when your feeling is changing?
It means it's impermanent.
Yeah, when the impermanent is that give you the happiness or it gives you the suffer.
Suffer.
Yeah, impermanent it means suffer. When you hold on to your feeling or on your body, when it change, you will suffer. What about your thinking? The same thing. It's not you. That means it's not me. It's not my thinking. Right? Because it's impermanent. It's changing. Impermanent means suffer. Does it make sense? The same thing with the consciousness, the knowing. The same thing. So what does that mean? When the one who attend the Arhat, they have no suffering. Why? Because they have wisdom. What the wisdom help them? They do not attach to all these things. Therefore, they know more suffering. They know more death and rebirth. Does it make sense to you? This,
Yeah.
this is important in Buddhism. Okay? No religion can teach you this. Only the Buddha. Okay? And when you hear the word stream entry, that means this is the first. There are 4 different states of Arhat, and this is the initial state, the first state. And that means you are become the holy one, the enlightened one. That means you are beginning on the track of the Arhat, and you will get there soon, and no more suffering for those either. Okay. So that's important. Okay. So let me, all right. Uh, okay. Kaden, are you there, con? Kaden? Kaden? Emily?
Yeah, Thầy.
Okay, đọc cái này con. Mahapari Nibbana. Okay, read the bottom.
After Venerable Sariputta had established his mother in stream entry, he soon entered into Navribana in his birth chamber at Nalaka village, Nalanda, in Magadha country. Sacred rites were performed for a whole week, after which the body was placed on the P-ray and cremated. Venerable Kunda took the relics, alms bowl, and robes to Buddha at Savatthi. At the Vaji country on the river Ganges, the Buddha gave the Sutta in praise of the two chief disciples who had acted in accordance with the master's dispensations. He exhorted the monks to be islands, even unto themselves, seeking the teaching as a refuge.
Okay, good. All right, I will show you the movie. Sophia, you help me to summarize the story.
Okay.
You also help me to. I will pay attention to this. Everyone, I will ask you to help me to go through the whole story. This is a very interesting story.
During the same year that the Buddha would eventually reach Parinibbana, the Venerable Sariputta contemplated upon his own death. He realized through his wisdom
Parinibbana is the same thing with the nirvana. Okay, that means the ultimate happiness.
that the chief disciples traditionally pass away before the Buddha. He contemplated his remaining life force and realized he had about a week left. He then contemplated where he should pass away. He thought of his mother. She is the mother of 7 great arahants, yet she herself has no faith in the Buddha. He contemplated further and saw that she could learn the Dhamma, but she could only learn it from him. After making his decision, the Venerable Sariputta meticulously cleaned up his living quarters. He wished for there to be nothing left behind for which people may blame him. The people who might blame him would generate horrendous karma. He wished to prevent that by not leaving a mess. Then, together with 500 of his closest monk followers, the Venerable Sariputta went to go ask for permission from the Buddha to go see his mother in Nalaka, where he would have his final passing away. The Venerable Sariputta said, "The Lord of the world, the greatest of all sages, I will soon be released from life. There shall be no more coming and going. This will be the last time that I will ever be able to worship you. In 7 days, I will give up the burden of this body. Please grant me permission. The time for my nibbana has come." The Buddha said, "Where will you take your final passing away?" "At Nalaka, in my mother's house, my lord." "Do what you think is right, Sariputta. Now your brethren will never have a chance to hear you preach the Dhamma, or a chance to see a marvelous bhikkhu such as yourself. Give them one last discourse." The Venerable Sariputta then turned to his bhikkhu brethren and gave a world-shaking, marvelous, and complete expounding of the truth and how it exists in this world. He explained the perils and suffering that come with rebirth. He showed how we are not supreme and cannot change the way the world operates. He expressed the supreme bliss of releasing attachment to desires. And finally, he explained the freedom of Nibbana. At the end of his sermon, the Venerable Sariputta personally went to the Buddha and said, "My Lord, if in any life I have ever committed any deed, speech, or thought against you, if I have ever harmed you or displeased you, may you graciously forgive me. It is now time for me to go." The Buddha said, "Sariputta, you have not done a single thing to displease me. Do what you think is right." The Venerable Sariputta reflected on all the lives that he had toiled to generate enough paramitas to be worthy of being born as the Buddha's chief disciple. He reflected on the kindness and quality of a Buddha, that through a Buddha's immeasurable compassion and sacrifice, Sariputta was able to achieve full enlightenment. He was overwhelmed by gratitude of the highest order. The Venerable Sariputta, the chief disciple of our Buddha Gautama, paid his final respects directly at the feet of the Buddha. This would be the last chance he ever got to express his gratitude, appreciation, and respect to the man who showed him the way to total liberation from the sorrowful rounds of rebirth. As a final gesture, the Venerable Sariputta circumambulated the Buddha 3 times, always keeping the Buddha on his right side as a sign of maximum respect. As he paid his respects, he thought, "It has been an aeon and 100,000 world lifetimes since I made my aspiration at the feet of the Buddha Anumatasi to see, learn from, and serve you. This aspiration has been realized, and I have seen you, learned the Dhamma from you, and have been blessed to have had a chance to serve you. This will be my last sight of you, and in the future there will be no more." And then he departed. All the monks in the temple, along with all the laity, wept uncontrollably and followed the Venerable Sariputta out of the temple. However, at the temple gates, the chief disciple said, "This is a road that none can avoid. Turn back and do not neglect the great master. Serve the Buddha, follow the Buddha, practice his Dhamma." All the people following him turned back, and all who were left were Sariputta's 500 closest disciples. After a long journey, as the Venerable Sariputta got close to his mother's home, he sent a messenger to alert her that he was close to arriving. And so, the messenger told her that the Venerable Sariputta would be residing at her house, along with 500 disciples. She thought, "Why does he want me to prepare so many lodgings for so many people? In his youth, he left to become a monk. Does he now wish to revert back to a layman in his old age?" After the Venerable Sariputta had entered the room where he was born, he laid down on the bed and fell gravely ill with dysentery. Pails upon pails had to be carried out. His mother, watching from nearby, realized, "The news of my son is not good." Knowing that Sariputta's time of death was near, the 4 celestial kings of heaven presented themselves. A bright blinding light flooded the room. They said, "Venerable Sir, we, the 4 divine kings, wish to pay our final respects to you." After they bowed at his feet 3 times, they departed. In the same manner, Saka, the king of the gods, entered the room with an even more radiant light. He said, "I, Saka, king of all the heavens and devas, wish to pay my final respects to you." And after bowing at his feet 3 times, he departed. And finally, Maha Brahma, the supreme god of the heavens, entered the chambers with the most radiant light. He said, I, Brahma, God to all the gods, wish to humbly pay my final respects to you, venerable sir. And after bowing at his feet 3 times, he left. Seeing the comings and goings of all these obviously great celestial heavenly beings, Sariputta's mother asked, "Who were they that came, paid homage to my son, and left?" The first 4 beings were the 4 great divine kings. "My son, are you greater than they?" They're like temple attendants. Ever since the Buddha was born, they've stood guard over him with swords in their hands. "My son, after they left, who was next?" "Mother, next to visit was Saka, the king of the gods." "My son, are you greater than the king of the gods?" "He is like a novice who carries a pupil's belongings." When the Buddha returned from the heaven of the 33, where he went to go visit his deceased mother's spirit, Saka took his bowl and robe and descended to earth with him. "My son, after he, who was next?" "Mother, that was none other than the Lord and Master that you worship, Brahma himself." "My son, are you greater than even my Lord, the great Brahma?" "Yes. On the day the Buddha was born, it is said that the 4 great Brahmas received him in a golden net. Upon hearing this, the Venerable Sariputta's mother thought, "If my son's power is even greater than that of Brahma, then how great must his teacher, the Buddha Gautama, be?" And with that thought, she was filled with rapture that suffused her whole being. The Venerable Sariputta, seeing that his mother's mind was finally open, gave her a Dhamma talk based on the qualities of the Buddha. At the end, his mother was firmly established as a Sotapanna, a stream enterer. His mother was overcome with emotion. She cried, and through her tears she said, "My son, why have you not given me this priceless gift sooner? All these years, you had the key to unlock the door to my awakening, and I was a fool to never realize it. I'm so blessed to have a son such as you. I finally see the truth. I finally know the truth." With an awakened mind and a humbled and blissful heart, she bowed for the first time at the feet of her son, the chief disciple to the supreme teacher of all beings, the Buddha. Seeing that his debt to his mother for giving birth to him and raising him had been paid, he dismissed her by saying, "Upasika, female lay follower, you may now go." Seeing that it was early dawn, the Venerable Sariputta called for an assembly of the bhikkhus. With compassion in his heart and humility in his voice, the Venerable Sariputta said, "For 44 years, I have lived and traveled with you, my brethren. If any word or deed of mine was displeasing, may you all forgive me." All the bhikkhus, with tears in their eyes, said as one, "Nothing you've ever done has caused us displeasure. We have all been blessed to be allowed to closely follow and learn from you." It is us who beg you to forgive us for any displeasure we have caused you. The Venerable Sariputta then gathered his robe around himself and laid down on his right side. He then entered multiple stages of meditation, and when he reached the fourth absorption, he passed away into final Nibbana, never to be reborn anywhere ever again. It was the full moon day of the Kartika month. The monks present could not hold back their tears. He was not only their leader, not only their teacher, not only their role model, but he was also their friend. He showed them by example what they should aspire to be. He helped them see when they could not. He helped them overcome that which they could not alone. He made clear that which was cloudy to them. The Venerable Sariputta's mother, reflecting on the gift of freedom her son had given her, paid her respects at his feet, not as a mother to her son, but as a disciple to her teacher and savior. After a week of observances, the Venerable Sariputta's mother oversaw and sponsored all the costs of his funeral and cremation. And after the fires died down, all that remained were Arahant relics, as physical proof that he had truly achieved Nibbana. What did you learn from this story?
Good. What, Sylvia?
Okay, so in the beginning, he was thinking about his mother who was still worshiping like a god, but not listening to the teachings of the Buddha. So he kept that in mind, and then after that, he started cleaning up the monastery so the other monks won't blame him, because blaming him would give them bad karma. So after that, he went to the Buddha and he told the Buddha that he was going to go visit his mother, to go teach her the Dharma and to pass away there. So um, the Buddha was like, okay, but first you must teach a final teaching to the bhikkhus. So he did that. And after that, he went to the Buddha and he paid all of his respects to the Buddha and thanked him for everything. And he circled the Buddha and bowed to him. After that, he went with his closest 500 monks and they ventured off to his mother's house. On the way, he found a messenger and he told the messenger to tell his mom that he was coming. So the messenger told his mom. His mom was like, "Oh, he's coming with a lot of monks and stuff." So he arrived at his mom's house, and he went to a room and laying on the bed, and because he was very ill, while other monks took care of him. His mother was wondering why this was happening, and after that, four I think Brahma gods or something came to.
King.
Oh yeah, four king. Yeah, and he went to him and they paid their respects and bowed, and then they left. And then after that, there was this other god.
Saka.
Yeah, Saka came and paid his respects and bowed down and then left. And then it was Brahma, the gods of the gods. He came in and he paid his respects and then he left. And then his mom came in and then she asked who was it, and then he told her that it was the four kings that came and showed their respects, and she was like, so are you
Great.
uh, greater than them? And he explained to them that they were like guarding the Buddha. And then she said, who was the next one? And then he said that it was Sokka who came in and paid his respects. And she said, so you were greater than Sokka? And he said that Sokka was like carrying the Buddha's monk thingies when he
Humble.
yeah when Buddha was visiting his deceased mom's spirit. And then his mom was like, uh, so you were greater than and she was like, who's the next one? And he said it was Brahma. And she
Brahma. Brahma. The rated God, right?
yeah, the greatest god, the god of gods. And then she was like, oh, you so you are greater than Brahma. And then he was like, yes, Brahma,
Brahma.
Brahma, yeah,
His mom and other religions, they worship
mhm.
him.
Yeah, he was the one his mom worshipped. So his mom finally realized that since her son is greater than all of the other like gods, like Brahma, she realized that the Buddha must be even greater than all of them because he was the teacher of her son. So she finally realized that and believed believed in Buddha after that. So her son taught her some Dharma teachings, and she was very heartfelt and glad, and she thanked his son. Later, her son died. Um, Sariputta died in the bed, and there were lots of monks in the room. And then she said that if I have ever done anything to displease you, please forgive me. But then all the other monks said that you never did anything to displease us, but if we did anything to displease you, can you forgive us? So after he died, they all started crying and said all their respects. And his mom was the last one to come in the room, and she went to his feet and bowed down and said all her respects. After that, his mom paid for the cremation and the funeral, and what was left behind was the relics, and that proved that he was an arhat.
Okay, good. That's good. Good. All right. Christina Chiu, tell me what you learned from this story. This is a very good story. I need to understand clearly. Okay, Christina Chiu, what do you think?
I learned that before Sariputta went into nirvana, he asked both the Buddha and his bhikkhus to forgive him if there was anything that he did wrong. And I also learned that whenever his mother asked him if he or the kings of the heaven were better, and he explained how they all served alongside the Buddha, he taught his mother that oh my god, he taught his mother the Dhamma.
Okay. And what happened?
Oh, you wanted a summary?
Oh no, not the summary. What do you learn from what do you learn from this story?
Oh, I learned that if we are free from impermanent things, then we can not have any more sufferings.
Well, important. The main thing in here, the Sariputta, he paid respect to his mom. How did he repay his mom kindness?
By teaching her the Dharma.
Yeah. So that is the absolute. See what happened when she got the Dharma. Krishna chịu. No, Krishna bỏ.
She was really grateful
Yeah, because why she grateful?
because she finally understood the way.
Yeah, she was totally free from suffering. She would totally liberate, right, from the suffering. That's important. Now, let me ask you, uh, runner, runner,
Yeah.
our parents give us the physical body, right? Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, what about your school teacher or the worldly teacher give you what?
Education.
The knowledge, right? But the knowledge, that means you can become wise or not. Can the knowledge help you to become wise?
Yes.
Are you sure? Hmm? The knowledge help you to become what? Arian,
Yes.
the school teacher give you the knowledge. What knowledge can help you?
Help you become successful.
You become intelligent. But does the intelligence help you to be free from your suffering? No. A lot of people they are very smart, they are very intelligent, they suffer. Why? Because it's so greedy, right? But what about the religious leader, teacher? What do they give you?
Wisdom.
They give you the wisdom. Out of the three, that means the physical body, the intelligence, or the knowledge, and the wisdom. Which one is the most important? Sophia, what do you think?
Wisdom,
Why wisdom is the most important?
because wisdom, uh, well, wisdom, it's it helps you from suffering.
To end your suffering, right?
Yeah, to end your suffering. It helps like end your suffering. Yeah.
So well, that means the Sariputta, he taught the Dhamma to his mom. Finally, she be able to attend the stream enter. What does that mean? She have wisdom. She be able to liberate from it, liberate from suffering. That means no more suffering. So the wisdom is the foremost. So when we respect, we need to respect not only our parents, not only our school teacher, but importantly, we need to respect who give us the liberation. That is the most important. Does that make sense? Without them, we cannot free from suffering. Does that make sense to you, Christina Jill?
Yeah.
This is important. I have another class to do. I have many things to ask you guys, but in here, be grateful is the most important. If we are not respect to our parents, do you think that that person is a good person? Christina Jill, what do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, that is the bad person. That is the evil person because he can do a lot of evil. Because the one who give birth to him did not have any kind and compassion to the parent. Who can he give compassion to? No one, right? So, okay, we stop right here because I have another class. Put our palm together. 1, 2, 3. Namo Yida Phật. Namo Yida Phật. Next week, I will teach you the other lesson relate to the very famous Zen master. He do 3 bow, oh no, 3 step and 1 bow to pay respect to his mom for many miles, even 1,000 miles. Okay, so you will learn that. That's very interesting thing to learn. All right. Okay, thank you. Thank you, con. Bye, con.
Namo
Dạ cảm ơn
Yida
thầy.
Nam mô A Di Đà Phật thầy. Cảm ơn thầy.